Patrice O'Neal's story. He called me up one time, right? This is back when we were both still living at home with our parents. And I pick up the phone. He's like, Bill. He goes, what are you doing? I was like, I'm not doing anything. He goes, yeah, let's go up to the Square One Mall. And I'm like, all right, where's that? And he's like, it's up near Saugus, up near the Kowloon. And I go, all right, well, why the fuck I go, what do we have to go up there for? He goes, well, you know, I need to get a mop. I go, you need to get a mop? He goes, yeah. And granted, this fucking mall is like, there's like 3 malls between where Patrice lived and where I lived. And he wants to go all the way out of his fucking way to go up to this goddamn mall. And I'm like, well, what the fuck kind of mall? What kind of mop do they have at the Square One Mall? And he's like, he goes, one of them Square One Mall mops, motherfucker. And he starts flipping out on me. So I go, all right. I just finally got it out of him. He wanted to go up there because it was right when they first put cheese in the fucking crust of pizza, and he wanted to try it out. He started laughing when I finally got it out. He goes, I got to try it. I got to see what it's all about. So we drove up in the middle of the fucking day, sitting in traffic on Route 1 to buy a fucking mop, and so he could try stuffed crust pizza. I don't know why I told you that. I'm trying to fill up the fucking hour here. Have I done an hour? Is it mercifully over? It's kind of like when you first start dating a woman. You know, when she wants a relationship, when she comes over to your apartment, what she starts to do is she leaves shit there because it gives her an excuse to come back. I mean, that's fucking nuts, right? Like they're thinking that far ahead. Oh, you're sitting there like, oh, look at those tits. Oh, what the fuck her? Right? That's all you're thinking. And they're sitting there plotting. You know what I mean? It's like you're some fucking head coach that has no game plan, and she's across the field like fucking Bill Walsh calling the first 25 plays of the game, right? Oh, I love a football life. There's a nice reference to use. So, you know what's fucking hilarious? And speaking of which, the Patrice O'Neal benefits coming up once again. I'll tell you a quick Patrice story. He was so fucking brilliant that I remember he was dating this woman and, you know, or whatever, seeing her, and she started leaving shit around his house. And I just had brought that up. I go, yeah, you know, I dated this woman, you know, she left this shit here and she left that. It's like, what the fuck, you know? I only see her like, you know, once every 2 weeks. She just has shit there. So for 2 weeks, I keep looking at her fucking brush or the shampoo she left or whatever. And I keep thinking about her and it's annoying me. And Patrice just goes, so throw it out. I go, what? He goes, throw it out. I go, I can't throw out a brush. He goes, I would. I go, get the fuck out of it. He goes, yeah. He goes, I did that. And he told me a story where there was a woman he was messing around with, and she left these toiletries and a little bag of, like, you know, makeup and brush and all that, and he fucking threw it out. And then she came back like a week and a half later, and she goes to go in the bathroom, and she's like, hey, what did you do with my stuff? He goes, and he just plays dumb. He goes, what stuff? She goes, I left shampoo here, a little makeup bag. He goes, oh, that was yours? Yeah. He goes, yeah, I threw it out. And she was like literally beside herself, but actually on some level respected him for like fucking realizing what she was doing. And then also, I think because that early on, he clearly let her know in a very funny fucking way that he wasn't looking for a relationship, and that she was able to relax and kind of be thinking, we're just fucking. All right. I wanted a little more. He doesn't, at least. But he let her know so fucking early on that it didn't really hurt. You know? Does that make sense? I mean, maybe I'm speaking for her, but I guess I am. But whatever. Either way, it was fucking funny. Oh, Jesus. Was that the fucking worst? I literally just jumped out of the plane and pulled a fucking ripcord on that story. Sorry. It's been a while. It's been a while since I told that story. Hasn't it? Or have I told it before? Work. They're thinking he was just helping them go out there and fucking rape people.
And so anyways, the Improv ended up being the ones that gave him tape. And it was fucking hilarious. So they found like an evening at the Improv that he did, and they just put this clip on where he was doing like relationship material. So like, so-and-so busted for being a serial rapist was actually a stand-up comedian for the last 17 years. And then they just cut to his act. And he's just like, women are always shopping. They're always, like, guys, we don't know what we're wearing, right? Just doing that like classic fucking awful 80s stand-up shit. And this guy was actually a serial fucking rapist, man. It was unreal. I remember a long time ago when I started out in Boston. Wham, bam, bam, boop, boop, me and Patrice got an idea where we were going to write a movie, which of course meant we were never going to do it, where we were going to have a stand-up comedian that was actually a serial killer. And we got the idea watching Dave Attell. When we watched Dave, when we first saw him, he was just so different and so fucking out there and so dark, and then like walled off, like we didn't know him at all. Now that we know he's a total fucking sweetheart, but we came up with this idea, and the dude, it was like Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer meets Punchline, and the dude would go out on the road, and he'd be up there I guess we were going to make it more like a Dave Attell style, which kind of probably would have given it away. I imagine once we brought it to the industry, they'd be like, what if he was just like, everybody loved him? What about that? All right. What if he only kills people that deserve to die, right? Like they'd be pitching, what the fuck's that serial killer movie or TV show? Oh, God, I can't wait to get these fucking whiskers out of my throat. The fuck is the name of that show? It was on Showtime with the guy from 6 Feet Under. Was it Larry? Who's Larry or something like that? The fuck was it called? I used to watch it. He stepped through the plastic. I watched it until he paired up with Jimmy Smits, and then it just fucking went over the top for me, and I had to stop watching. What the fuck was that show called? You know what I'm saying. Plus, after a while, it annoyed me that he only killed bad people. This serial killer with the heart of gold. Anyways, so we came up with an idea to write a movie, and basically so that he'd go out and he would do gigs, and then in the end of the night he'd have a couple of pops up at the bar, and then he would go out and go kill people. And we'd be like, fuck, that'd be the sickest fucking movie ever. And we did not write one word. Not a fucking word. I'm going to just start telling you guys all the ideas for movies that I'm never going to fucking write, because maybe one of you will sit down and actually write the fucking thing, because I'd watch that movie. I'd play the fucking person, right? He'll play the person. I'll play the fucking serial killer. Anyways, all right, there's your little half hour for the week, huh? I'm helping you along through your goddamn week, man, through your fucking week.